What's going on out there, good people? It is your boy Look Around with LMD Trading, and we are back from a nice getaway. Nice getaway. Been gone since I think Wednesday, since I left Trade Central. But we still were trading even while traveling. Took a couple of trades, I want to say, on Thursday. And traded Friday. Took a trade yesterday. And we got back in town to trade at Trade Central today. So we will pull up the thumbnail watch list for today. Let's go ahead and get that pulled up. And then we'll kind of just look at the Tradervue for the past couple of days. And then we'll review trades for today. So today, we had a few ideas on the watch list. We had Microsoft, we had FB, we had NVDA. Those are from our Fab 5 that we used to have on the watch list. Didn't take any trades on those today. And we see they were a little choppy and sideways. We did have TDOC. TDOC on the watch list. We took a few stabs at that one. Had MOC on the watch list. This thing made a nice move. I actually traded this one in my Webull account. I bought one contract. In my Webull account, usually I will take one trade per day in that account. MOS was that trade, and for lack of a better word, we kind of got shook out of that one. Made a very small profit on it, but looking at the chart, look at what that thing did. Kind of mad at myself because I said I would get out of the trade once it broke below the previous day's high, and this thing never broke below the previous day's high once I was in the trade. So that was MOC. We had EXPE, Expedia on the list to go low. We did get a trade in on Expedia, and we see Expedia made a nice strong move after we were done for the morning. OST we had on the watch list to trade in our other account. Did take that trade. We bought 100 shares. Ended up selling 65 of those shares, and we held 35 of them. So that's why you're seeing right here, because before broadcasting, I was checking to see what that one is done. And I had to stop on that one right below the previous day's high. I got in that one somewhere over here, and we see it never got below it. So I had a target set up here to sell 65 of them, and then just holding 35 of them overnight. Let's see if we can make a little bit more money out of them. I will bring this stop up. I'm going to do it right now, just so you can see how easy it is. Let's go ahead, bring it up just below those pivots. So we have it just below those pivots right there. And that'll be a good trade right there. We are definitely in the money from those 65 and moving that up. That's almost break even. I think I got in this at a little, right at maybe $4. I have to look and see, but that may have us at break even right there. But that was our watch list. Also had the markets on there. These stay on there. And we did take one trade on the QQQ. That was our only red trade of the day. Only red trade. So let's go ahead. Let's get Tradervue pulled up. Gonna be reviewing trades for May the 3rd, Tuesday. We're 3 days into May. We took 5 trades, closed P&L 81. As I stated, the QQQ was our only red trade for the day, and we were just quick scalps. Expedia definitely left some money on the table, but got what I wanted out of it. Let's pull up the journal real quick, just see what we did yesterday. So that was May 2nd. Took 1 trade on the SPY, and we just held that one and let it do what it do. It was a put play, paid 147, sold it for 220, just 1 contract. This is what the chart was looking at the time. Got in it right there in this candle. We got out as it was coming to this area that we have marked on the chart, which is the VWAP. That thing busted straight through the VWAP and kept going. So just looking at this chart, we probably left another $70 on the table. That was on 1 contract. So that was Monday. Let's see what we did Friday. Friday, what did we take? 7 trades, closed P&L 59. A little all over the place on that one. We had, looked like almost more losers than we did winners. We had 4 losers, 3 winners, still finished in the green. That's how you want to trade. You want your losers to not be bigger than the winners, and then you want to have a winning day. So that's what we did on Thursday. I do believe I reviewed these once I got to Sin City for what we did Wednesday before we hit the road. So let's go ahead. Let's get our charts pulled up, and we will go ahead and get reviewing. And if you have not already hit that like button, please do so. Please hit that like button. If you have not subscribed, please think about subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. And we will go ahead and get these bad boys reviewed. And I did go back and I put the 1 minute back over here just to kind of make it easy so I didn't have to keep flip-flopping. But guess what we did on TDOC this morning? We took a trade on TDOC off the 1 minute chart. Off the 1 minute chart. So for that one, I will bring it up onto the big screen just so that we can see it. So TDOC opened with a nice green candle, wide range green candle. Next candle, somewhat of a resting candle, a little higher than the previous candle. So it was not a perfect 3-bar play, but we took this as a 3-bar play. And we got in this at 9:33. So got in a little late, but what was good is it pulled back almost to where we needed to enter it. Almost to where entry would have been at on the previous candle. We got in right there, and we got out of this one at 9:39. Where's 9:39? Got out on this candle here as it was pulling back. So this was a good trade off the open. Like I said, this kind of peekabooed a little higher than we wanted it to. So entry would have been right here. Stop down there. And we took 1 contract on this play. Took 1 call contract, paid 106 for it, sold it for 130, and we made $24. And that was our first trade out the gate. And what I'm going to do is just review the other 3 TDOC trades Since we have this chart pulled up, it'll make it easier. Next trade we took, we had gotten into the morning a little bit. And this one we got in at 951. So let's see where 951 would have been at. Bam. So this thing came up, nice move. And you see on the 2-minute, it doesn't really show you anything other than getting in on a 2-minute high, which is a pattern. You can get in on a 2-minute high, set the low down there, low of the day, off the open. But the 1 minute clearly showed 3-bar play that just peekabooed a little higher. But this came up, it pulled back below the VWAP, but right down to the previous day's high. That's perfect. We got in as it broke above the VWAP, bought one contract again, and this one we got out at 956. So 956. We're getting out in that candle right there. Why? Why did we do it? This one here, and actually, I'm sorry, we bought 2 contracts on here, not just the one single one. So we paid $111 per contract, and we sold them for $124 per contract. We made 26 bucks on this trade. But look at what that thing had left in it. Boy, oh boy. Made a whole nother dollar move. And these were $40 calls. We would have got in the money. I actually just missed it. 39.88 was the high. But good trade nonetheless. Good trade. And then the last one that we took on TDOC. This one here was one contract. Bought one contract. We got in this one at 957. This is another Y. This is another Y, y'all. We got in this at 957. Why? That's all I could say. I got out of this one a minute later. A minute later. 958. 28 seconds. Got out of it in that candle. Bought this one for $137. Sold it for $140. Made $3. Look how much room was left in that trade. This was one that I moved the stop up to break even. Trying to keep from losing some money. I think I've said it before, and you'll hear people say it. Making a profit is never a bad thing. And I think before I said I have to disagree, because other people will tell you that are professional traders. Taking a profit is not a good thing on every trade. Look at all the profit that we left. I did make a profit. This was a green trade for $3. But how much was left on the table? How much was left? Let's find out. Let's find out real quick. TDOC. It pulled it up here. So we got out in this candle somewhere. What candle is that? 958. Let's go over to 958. And let's see. 958. That candle right there. So right where I'm at is I got out of it at $1.40. So 140 bucks. So in that candle right there. Right there. Right there. Let's go up here. 182 was the high. So even if we got out up in here somewhere, let's say 173, that was still 30 bucks on the table. So I made a profit of $3, and I could have rolled that up and would have made 30 bucks on that one contract. So that's why the saying that a good profitable trade is good. Other thing is, looking at the 1 minute, I bought at a good spot. a little flag. I bought it a flag, bought as it was breaking this peak right here. So that's a good entry. Stop is going to be down here, which if you look on the 2-minute, it is below that next candle. We should have just let that trade play out. So that was our last TDOC trade. But let's go back up a little earlier in the morning. And let's look at this QQQ trade. QQQs did a number on us today. It kind of played a little shake move. So we see the Qs open below the previous day's high, chopped around. We said that we don't want to take a trade until it's on that top side, but we got in the trade nonetheless, and we got in this one at 9:45 and 49 seconds. So it was probably in the lower half of that candle on the 1-minute. We're already set to the 2-minute. So we see that this came down, came back up to the VWAP, left this bottom and tail, or this top and tail, I'm sorry. Here would have been a decent entry right there. This thing made $1. Let's see where that is. That's 317.06. This thing came down to 315.98. That's a $1 move. That is a $1 move. That's a good entry right there. We were chasing it at that point. Should have just left this trade alone. But we chased it, got in, and we got out of the trade at 9:48. 9:48. Right there. This was one contract. One contract. Paid $258. Sold it for $232. Taking a $26 loss. And that shows you the difference of taking a trade where you are supposed to take the trade. There was no place in this trade to set a stop, realistically. No place in there to take a stop. Had we got in right here, we could set the stop here, or we can give it extra room and set it up there. But getting in right here, the stop had to be way up here to realistically be trying to work this trade. But we missed all of our money right there. We missed all of our money. That probably was a $50 move from here down to there. So that's chasing. That's chasing. Other thing, I did not have this line on the chart. Did not have that line on the chart. Otherwise, I would have seen I'm buying right into the bounce of support or rejection to go lower. So bad trade, very bad trade, and it cost us $26. And we see this thing made this move all the way back up, and then it just chopped around all day. Chop City. Chop City. No clear. You're not getting any higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So nothing in here to tell you that the pattern is changing. It's just choppy. So this was one that I should not have been trading in the first place. And that was the QQQs. And then our last trade of the morning, which would have been our third trade, was on Expedia. EXPE. This is another one that I want to kind of check just to see what this thing actually did today. So this one here, we see off the open, it got hammered. The first candle, let's see what the range was. The range on this candle was $12.73 out the gate. It opened at 169. And 2 minutes later, it was down to 156. That is cray-cray. Not giving you any opportunity in there to buy. Came, pulled back, And then it just went. Let's see where we got in. Let's see if we actually got in on a pattern, because I don't remember where I got in at. So 9:49 and 34 seconds. Let's call it somewheres around there. Just like the Qs, was chasing. This was chasing. But the good thing is we got in as it broke this. So looking at the 2 minute, I would not necessarily call it chasing, but it probably would have been better to let this finish its move and come back, retest this point right there. Let me change that to a price action. Retesting this point. So this is where we were entering it to come down. It would have been better to let this finish making its move and then come back up and test this area. And that is the beauty of technical analysis, because we could look at this several different ways. So we could say, let this come down, let it pull back, test this area. We can say, let this make a move, let it retrace half, and then look for an entry. Look what it did. If you go from here to here, this thing pulled back to just about half. That is the beauty of technical analysis. So this thing pulled back, chopped around. Good entry would have been right here. And guess where it's at? Right where we got in at. And then it made this nice move down. But let's see where we got out of this. So we got in at 9:49. We were out of this one at 9:55. So boom, on that candle. And guess what? This was one put contract. And that move right there, we made 54 bucks. We paid $271 for the contract and we sold it for $325. So nice profit. Nice profit right there. But same entry would have been right here. Stop up here on this top side. Never would have stopped out. And look at what the move did. Like I said, I want to see. So we're going to pull up Expedia. We're going to come over here. I just want to see, let's say right there. What's that? Not 1048. Let's see what this thing was at 1048. 1048. That candle right there. Actually, we'll come, we'll say this one. So 1049. This candle was $434. We got out of the trade at $325. So we left another 120 bucks on it. Just getting in a little early. Getting in a little early. We could have just let this come down. And this is where they say in trading, you need patience. The patience to let this trade come down, pull back, and then get a nice entry. Get a nice entry. So getting in right there was still good because we broke that pivot, which was low of the day at that time. And that's what we would have been getting in. When it broke the pivot of low of day, get in, let it drop. We got out at a good spot. May have left a few cents on the table, but got out at a good spot. But definitely could have got back in on a re-entry right there. Put the stop back up there on one contract. And this is money. That's money. And then we see that it just kind of chopped around the VWAP the rest of the day. Just got sideways around the VWAP. So good trade right there. And let's take a peek at OST real quick. And then I want to look at this one too. But yeah, this was the OST one. Let's look at the daily on this thing. And you'll kind of see why I said I just want to save a couple of shares to hold. OST was trading at 47.79. This is the yearly chart. 5 candles. So this must have been a New stock. New stock just opened. Let's see. Yep. New IPO. Opened on the 26th. It was trading right here. So it went from $10. Opened at 10. High of 40. Next day, everybody got hammered. Everybody that was buying on the way up was like, let me get out on the way back down after setting a high of 47.79. So this should have the potential to at least go back to where the IPO opened at. See that it came down. It had a low of 291. So, like I said, just grabbed 100 shares. Had a target set for 65 of them. It sold. So we're playing with house money right now. And look at the volume. Look at the volume on the first day. 2.1 million shares. Second day, 17 million shares. Third day, 4.7 million shares. So this gigantic candle has 2.1 million shares. Let's see what this little candle has. 58 million shares. So it was some interest in this stock today. It kept it pushed up nearly to high of day. Let's see. So high of day was 495. It closed at 475. So it's 25 cents below the high of day. Let's see what those 35 shares. And as you see, you don't see a upper stop limit. Nope, I just wanted to stop. So if it came back down, it will stop us out. We still would walk away with some money. So we'll see how this thing opens tomorrow. I'll be interested. And let's go ahead. Let's take a peek at MOS real quick. I just want to look at the numbers on this one. So I'm going to go into my Webull account. This one here, I bought one contract at 1022. 1022. So let's just take a peek at this one real quick. Just because I want to see why I got out. So got in on a good spot. I like that one. This came back up, breaking the previous day's high, pulled back, came back up, it consolidated, entered right there, paid 75 bucks for this contract. We got out at 1025. 1025. Let's see where 1025 is. Somewhere's in this contract, most likely up here because we made money on this one. As it pulled back down, we let it come back up. Did we? No, we didn't. I'm sorry. So it paid $75. I sold it for $70. I lost $5, y'all. So this actually came back down here somewhere and getting out right there somewhere. But it never broke below. It never broke below. And I don't have this one pulled up, but I could tell you where it closed at. This thing closed at $1.85. It closed at $1.85. So right here, it probably was at $2. So this is again that smooth to stop to break even mentality. I got to work on that. If this is a good trade, play it for a good trade. And if it doesn't work, take the stop and keep moving. But if it does work, look at what this thing did. This would have been a nice hold to the end of the day. This contract, it expires tomorrow. It expired today. No, hold on. Expires May 6th. I'm sorry. I'm looking at order field. It expires May 6th. So this one had 3 more days. Theta was going to start eating into it, but it had enough time in there to kind of hold it to the end of the day, which is what I like to do in this Webull account. But look at that. Look at that, man. That's two trades today that we kind of got out of early. Again, like I said, could have set the stop right below this little peekaboo shakeout bar that just dropped down below that just to shake some people out. That's all that bar did. If you could see, this little tiny bottoming tail right there. That's a shakeout. That's for people that had their stops right on the edge. Said, doop, we're going to shake you out and then we're going to keep going. So, good entry. I like my entry. Good entry. Stop down here. Don't put it on the line. Let's put it a little below because you already told me there's some people in there that's going to like to shake you out. So, stop right there below that. And this was money. Money. And you want to hear something else? This was on the list to go low. This was on the list to go low. I was on Live Traders, Jared Wesley. They are doing pre-market live chats on YouTube. Loving it, loving it, loving it. This was on his watch list to go low. This was on my watch list to go low. Look at what it did. It opened, it came up, it dropped, leaving this top and tail below. Guess what? The previous day's low, and this thing did a wicked reversal, ran all the way back up to the previous day's high, pulled back, broke it, consolidated, and the rest was history. It was off to the races. Excellent, excellent, excellent trade that we did not fully take advantage of. Have to work on that. Have to work on that. Several different strategies that you can use when you get in a trade, all or nothing. That is how I usually do my stock trades. 2R, all or nothing. So if I'm going to risk 25, I'm going to make 50. Set in stone. Either I'm going to lose 25 or I'm going to make 50. That's 2R, all or nothing. Or once you get to like 1.5, you can move it to break even. That's what I've been doing lately. Once it gets to about 1R, I will move it to break even. That has been costing me lately. That's been costing me. So we may reevaluate that. But this chart is just beautiful. This is a beautiful chart. How it came and just consolidated right here on the previous day's high. How it came up to the 50 moving average. That's what this broken line is. The 50 moving average came, retest, came back up, retest again. Once it broke that high, it was off to the races. Came, pulled back, where? Right to that area there. And it's just a beautiful chart, y'all. Beautiful chart. But hope y'all enjoyed this recap. If you have, please hit that like button. If you didn't, by all means, hit the thumbs down button. But I'm hoping that you got something out of it as much as I did. Because like I say, I love reviewing these charts. And we will definitely be back at it again tomorrow. Be nice to see OST open at about $6. Be nice to see the pre-market catch some people that shorted this thing and it just squeezing them, squeezing them and getting that price to rise up. If it does, that'll be nice. And if it doesn't, and if it drops back down, might stop us out at break even now, but we're already in the green on that trade and we got what we wanted out of that trade. I'm not mad at that trade at all. That was a solid trade. But like I said, we'll be back at it again tomorrow, hump day, ready to extract some money out of the market. My favorite line, I'm just trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. That is what I'm trying to do, make $1 out of 15 cents. And on that note, we'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.